Hello everyone, this is Champion Man. Damn it, I can't see a thing in this.
Why hello there, lovely people of the internet.
Oh, hello.
Today I want to talk about something which has kind of been bothering me a little bit recently.
There's something wrong? It's okay. I'm all ears.
I want to talk about freedom of speech. Now, don't get me wrong, I love freedom of speech. I wouldn't be able to do this if it wasn't for freedom of speech.
But? Thought so.
There comes a point where freedom of speech crosses a line and just becomes hate speech.
Oh really? It becomes hate speech. You do realise that hate speech is in itself very, very ambiguous. It can be pretty much determined to be anything anybody thinks it is. I mean, in America it's not called hate speech, it's called fighting words. Over here in Britain, you're British, I'm British, it's called hate speech. But does it really do anything? When is hate speech hate speech? Is genuine criticisms of an ideology like Islam all of a sudden hate speech because then it's called Islamophobia? Anyone can call it that. Is that hate speech? You're saying it's shooting at women is horrible, then it makes people kill people. Is that Islamophobia? Or is that criticism? Or is that hate speech? You don't know, do you? And by the way, you can say something hateful, but that doesn't mean anybody's going to act on that hate. You can say anything but not cause anyone to do anything or not do anything yourself. Then is that hate speech? Or is that just somebody declaring something that they don't like? Just wondering there.
A lot of people think that freedom of speech means they can say whatever they want, whenever they want.
I think you mean whenever they want, whenever they like. And yes, that is freedom of speech. Say whatever you want, whenever you like. Now, of course, that doesn't mean it's free of consequences, but hey, I reckon you'll be getting into that in just a little while longer. But yes, that is exactly what freedom of speech is. It's called freedom of speech. You should be able to say exactly whatever you want.
And to some degree that's true.
It's not to some degree, it is literally called freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, whenever you like.
But a lot of people use this to spread hate and ignorance and just use it to bully people.
Well, that is one negative consequence of freedom of speech. But it is also your duty to point at those people and say they're wrong, look what they're doing, here's why. That's the beauty of freedom of speech. The cons are completely negated by the pros. If you're not brave enough to walk up to those people or post to those people and defend the people that they're bullying or harassing, etc., then it's on you for allowing them to do that. You yourself are not brave enough to use your own freedom of speech to stop them. And no, I do not mean censor these people. I mean literally tell them they're wrong. Report them and say they're bullying, if they are bullying. But if they're just saying something that is a different opinion to you, which is probably most likely, then maybe your argument sucks or you don't have one.
I have a friend who's in college and she was basically bullied by someone who thought that freedom of speech meant that she could say whatever she wanted to my friend and not have any consequences.
In what way was your friend bullied? Because this doesn't sound like bullying. This sounds like they had an argument and some mean words were said and now this is bullying. This is college, love. Not many people get bullied in college. I'm not saying that it never happens, but when they're talking to each other and you're there, I assume you're there because you are a witness to this, you should have stopped them immediately and said, hey, careful what you're saying, you're bullying them, you're being horrible. Was a teacher there? Where was this exactly? And sadly, freedom of speech does cover that. It does cover that. The bullies are protected under freedom of speech as long as they do not act on the words that they say. If they say, I'm going to beat you up, and they don't do it, that's fine, they can say that. Now, you can go and tell someone that they threatened you, but at the end of the day, if they don't do it, they don't do it. But again, you're not telling us what this whole bullying story is. For all I know, it could have been an argument. And you're saying it's bullying, knowing SJWs, and, well, who knows? It could be a mountain out of a molehill, people. And you're totally right, there are some people who think they can say whatever they want without any consequences. Usually these people either have no consequences to face, these people mainly being SJWs in this day and age, or people who are foolishly brave, or people who know that there's nothing that's going to happen to them because what they're saying might not actually be that bad. Or maybe there's nobody around, nothing's going to happen anyway because people like you are just going to complain on YouTube and not to the proper authorities who can deal with this bullying, if it is actually bullying. But that does not mean that free speech is in itself a bad thing, or at least part of it is a bad thing, because what you're going to do? You're going to punish us all for the crimes of a few?
No one should ever have to go through bullying.
No, nobody wants to be bullied. No one deserves to be bullied. But even when you try and enact this sort of change to freedom of speech, people will still be bullied. Because kids and adults alike are arseholes.
And bullying under the guise of freedom of speech is dangerous.
Now again, we don't know if they were bullied under the guise of freedom of speech. See, when my bullies bullied me, they didn't bully me because freedom of speech. That was never really an excuse. The excuse was they were joking. That's why I think this was an argument that she's misconstruing or intentionally misleading as bullying. But you're right, bullying under the guise of freedom of speech is wrong and it is dangerous. But that doesn't mean there should be consequences in the way that you're saying there is, because you're not saying these people should be punished. You're saying that everyone should be basically having their rights stripped away. We should have it limited so that nobody gets bullied. That's punishing all the school for the actions of one or two people bullying one little person. It's wrong.
Freedom of speech means sharing your ideas and beliefs, not going around saying racist and sexist things or picking on people.
But saying something racist is not the same as bullying someone. You could just say some racist idea. That's not necessarily bullying anyone. You're not going out acting on those beliefs. You're just saying to people, I have these beliefs, and they go, okay, racist, thank you for saying that, this is why you're wrong. At least that's the ideal situation. Free speech does cover all of that. Sadly, free speech kind of does protect that, depending on where you are in the world. Some countries will definitely punish someone for bullying, whatever the bullying is. You've not actually told us what was said to the girl in college. You're not actually saying what constitutes as bullying. And this is the problem with your argument. Bullying! It's a broad term. Define it. But she can't define it, because if she did define it, we could point even more holes in her argument. Racist and sexist words are all covered and protected by free speech because these people have ideas that are racist and sexist, at least to you and me, but they have a right to say that. They are ideas, are they not? They are ideas. Somebody saying that eugenics is right is still sharing an idea, even if it's absolutely wrong.
That's not freedom of speech, that's hate.
Yeah, but what is hate? Hate is an emotion. Expressing hatred does not mean you're going to act on that hatred now, is it? Now, you could hate a person, not necessarily for their race or for their gender or anything like that. You could just hate them and say publicly, I hate this twat. I mean, how many times have you seen protests against any government, doesn't matter what party? People will say they hate them. They're not going to act on it. They're not going to get a gun and go and shoot the Prime Minister, are they? See what I mean? Are you talking about hatred as in get these people, send them home? Which even then, these people can't act on that because they can't literally get a boat and send someone back to their own country, can they? That's the government's job. These people can't do anything. Now, some people do act on their hate, but that does not mean that we should curtail everyone's free speech because of these few idiots.
Oh, speaking of freedom of speech, I have a fellow YouTube person who is doing a short film / documentary about feminism, which I'm really excited about. This guy's channel is Random Internet User, and I'll put a link to his channel down below.
All of a sudden now we're in some kind of stupid advert. Look, love, if you're gonna shill it in a different video. This is just some non sequitur.
He just does some awesome videos, some random vloggy videos, some stuff about feminism, LGBT stuff, and he's just quite awesome. And he's actually asked me to be a part of his short film. Probably nothing more than about 40 seconds worth of me.
Is that how long you would be in a length of film? Oh! Now, I know, I'm joking. But seriously, can we stop the shilling and get to the arguing? You're beginning to make me get withdrawal symptoms, and it's not fun!
But still, I feel honoured to have been asked to be part of that. because it's something I'm so passionate about as well. So please go and show your support to him. I'll update you when his short film documentary thing comes out.
These are the worst jump cuts I've ever seen. She makes me look like an editing masterclass.
Which should be the 1st of February, I believe. Now, I have to go and send my clip off to him, or I will not make it in the documentary. Anyway, if you liked this video and you want to see more of me, then don't forget to subscribe to find out when I next post, because recently I've been very bad at posting.
I guess you could say you've been shit posting!
But that needs to change. That will change, I promise. It's the new year, I will do it. Shut up, Cass.
Feck off, cop!
I will. So, yeah. Subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!
Ta-ra, love. So, I guess that's it, people. Not much in that video, but I was losing a lot of time. I've had to do this over 2 days. So, until next time, feck off, cut!